Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're gonna revisit a team that I used back in the day to hit legend with, because we have an update this season to Trevenant, a Pokemon that I have used a lot back in the day. It was one of my favorite Pokemon actually to use. It was a bit of a problematic Pokemon because it was part of a core that was unbreakable. It's kind of was making the meta RPS, or rock paper scissors, so you don't really know you always kind of were, if you were aligned in a certain way, you basically had no win con there at all, and that was kind of the problem of Trevenant. Then it got nerfed, then nobody has used it anymore since, and now it's back, quite a bit, because the charge move of the Seed Bomb got changed to be now a bit faster to get to. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but that's not really what you need for this Pokemon. What you need for this Pokemon is that you just have that fast charge move for a bait, also just generally to get like those KOs. You just need like a little bit of damage, and honestly it changes so much. And this team, I have to say, was my favorite team so far this entire season. This team is the strongest team. It suits my playstyle a lot, to be fair as well. I love Bastiodon, sorry, like I like playing it. I know people find it annoying. There's a reason why I like to use Pokemon that play Pokemon like this, like toxic teams. I just like those. Sorry, I don't. I do like those. It's my personal preference as well. I think they're great to play. I think that's very easy teams to adapt as well for you out there, and that's why I play them. Yes, this team is a bit toxic. I wouldn't say it's a toxic team at all. Like, not every Bastion team is toxic. We have here counter pressure with the Annihilate. We have Righteous, of course, on it as well, which is a great move. And we're going to have Trevenant in the back. Trevenant is such a good Pokemon right now, honestly. Like, you're going to see it here today. This was by far my favorite team so far. Like, honestly, I had great success with it. I think I only would have lost one battle. I lost one because I did a bit of a mistake. I'm not sure if it's in there. I did a lot of battles with this. I think I went a total of 9-2 with this team, though. It was great. Like, honestly, this team was absolutely fantastic. I would really recommend you to give this team a try. It's an amazing team to run. Like, honestly, if I didn't need to do videos or whatever, I would more say just keep playing this team, because it is so strong, and we see it here as well on what the Trevenant can do. And so, we are going to be able to just now move on and take a look at what this team is going to do. We're going to have a very bad lead here for us. We have a very, very bad lead for us. We have the Stunfisk. We're going to be able to swap out into the Annihilate, Shadow Annihilate, going to be an interesting Save-Up here, which has access to the move Ice Punch. Ice Punch is necessary on this Pokemon. In this case, it didn't really work out. I should have went for the Rage Twist, because I would have most likely been able to take 2 of them. I am going to be able to take at least 2 Aura Spheres, though, on my Bastiodon. And this is why the normal Bastiodon is kind of cool as well. Normal Bastiodon has a little bit more bulk, which is going to help out quite a bit with situations like this. And so we're going to see here, we are going to be able to go into the Trevenant here next. We're going to use a shield. That is going to be a fantastic. As the Dazzling Beam is coming through, we're going to be able to now see the Dusclops coming in as well. And as we see, we're going to be able to use a shield. And this is going to be a tough matchup. And this is something that you cannot really win. This was just kind of really a hard counter matchup from the beginning until the end. There was nothing that I could have done this battle. The opponent just has the absolute perfect hard counter team to mine, and that's alright. You're gonna lose those battles. There's going to be battles that you're going to lose anyway, and if you get completely hard-walled, what are you supposed to do? It just happens. That's okay. We're going to have here next up a Pokemon that we're actually alright with. And that's why Trevenant together with a Bastion is such a good core, by the way. Bastiodon's main weaknesses, fighting and ground. Both of them are going to be double weaknesses. What is awesome? What is a weakness? What is Trevenant good against? Against all of the Pokemon that you don't want to face as a Bastiodon. Then again, like the Grass type in the back doesn't really want to face up those Flying type Pokemon, right? And this is exactly where this team comes in clutch here. We're going to have the lead of Bastiodon being able to be basically the best anti-flyer in the entire meta. And then we're going to have the face-up of Annihilate, being a Pokemon that's weak to Flying type Pokemon, but packing the Ice Punch, which allows it to hit those Flying type Pokemon still for super effective damage, is crucial in order to kind of make the Trevenant happen here, to get Trevenant in the perfect spot. And we're going to see again what Trevenant can do, especially if you can keep a shield for this Pokemon. As you will see here as well, we are going to be able to go for a hard-hitting charge move. This is going to be able to get the KO. And then comes the Blastoise, a Pokemon that does definitely not want to take a Seed Bomb here. And so this is looking really good for us. There's going to be a KO. We can move on to the next one. Bastiodon against the Danny. This is going to be an interesting one for sure. This is going to be a matchup that's going to be better this season for the Bastiodon. Last season this was a very, very bad matchup for the Bastiodon, absolutely, as Bastiodon was a Pokemon that didn't do as much fast move pressure anymore. But with this season's update, with the buff to Smackdown, Bastion is back like nowhere before. Like, this Pokemon is now able to do so much more in this matchup, being able to kind of get the Danny into a position where it really needs to go for the charge moves, but even then, it's not going to be able to outspeed us the entire time. Parabolic charge is coming through, that's great, but we have the Flamethrower. Flamethrower, I just went for a potential catch here. I know that both moves are going to be enough to knock them out, but as you can see, I can stop out straight away into my Annihilate, while they went into their Annihilate, and reveal now their Altaria. And again, this team works exactly how I want it to work. We want to bait out those Flying type Pokemon in order to hit them with the Ice Punch for double super effective damage. In this case, we don't need our Annihilate anymore. Annihilate did its job. I don't even need my lead anymore, my Bastiodon. I'm just gonna go into my Trevenant. Trevenant has a lot of fast move pressure. Against Pokemon like Annihilate, it's going to be great as well. But not only this, with a recent change to the Seed Bomb, you're gonna get to those moves so much faster. 5 fast moves is all it takes to get to the Seed Bomb. And with that, we're going to be able to not only bait shields, but we're also going to be able to do a lot of damage, enough damage to knock them out, and we can move on to the next opponent. Where are we going to see the Stunfisk as well? We're going to swap out this time around again into our Annihilate just to get countered by a Wigglytuff. But also, Annihilate would have the option to go for the move Close Combat, so the Wigglytuff has to be a bit careful here, and that's why they decided to use a shield, but this just sets up my farm down here. Bastiodon is in a prime position to just farm down that Wigglytuff, and I hope that they're gonna stay in here as well. I know that they're going to have the perfect alignment so far, but what I have is 2 things. I have advantage in 2 different ways. I have energy advantage on my Bastiodon, but I also have shield advantage. I still have 2 shields, the opponent only has 1 shield, and with that, we are going to be able to take this advantage home most likely, because what we can do is, we can actually even get more energy advantage on our Trevenant, because they're so low now that I can farm them down. And because I stopped out early on, I'm actually going to be able to outspeed the opponent's Melamar, which usually gets to the move to their first move at the same time as a Seed Bomb. I was able to go for the Shadow Ball before they went for their first move, hit them for a ton of damage, fully farm them down now. The Wigglytuff is still there with 1 HP, which we can farm down, but the Stunfisk is not going to appreciate any of those Seed Bombs coming in. But also, I know that I have to be a bit mindful. The Switch Lock is coming up very, very soon. I have to be a bit mindful with the damage here, even from the Stunfisk. I know that it's 1 Shadow Claw down, basically against the Wigglytuff, which they swap out here to catch the move. That didn't work out for them at all, and with that, I won the battle. Even though I got Hardwood in the lead, Hardwood with a Say-Stop, also like generally a Dark type against the Ghost type at the back there, like Hardwood with the entire team. In this case, I actually was able to come back from it because I was playing out my advantages, my shield advantage and my energy advantage. And with that, I will be able to win this battle quite easily, and we can move on to the next opponent, where we face the team that we just showcased on the channel as well. If you haven't seen it, this is the rank 1 in the world team. The issue is that with copying teams that are well known, at least for me, like when I see them anywhere else, I know on how to play against them, and so I know on how to play this matchup also specifically. We saw it already in the video earlier. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. The team is also fantastic. We're going to have here a team with Avalok, the Corsola, as well as the Gastrodon. And so I know on how I need to play it out. The only thing that I need to do is I need to align my Bastiodon correctly. And Bastion is alright here, because while now we're going to have the Gastrodon coming in, we're going to still have the Hardwall. We still have for the Avalok our fighting type in the back. I expect that they would swap out here straight away, and I can swap out here into my own Annihilate. And as you can see here, the Raytress is coming through straight away. This is going to allow us to go for a hard-hitting move, still going to get the damage in. I'm actually going to decide to use a shield here, because I'm fairly certain I can pressure the opponent still, even with my Annihilate. And no matter what, I'm going to get the energy off them, because they have to go for the Water Pulse here, which I'm now going to no-shield. And so that's going to be alright for me. Then Seed Bomb range, I'm going to be able to outspeed them generally. I generate energy faster. I need less energy to go for the moves. I am going to be able to let the move go through here, expecting a Body Slam bait. It is the Water Pulse, right move from the opponent, but we know everything is going to be resisted on our Trevenant. And with that, we are going to be able to go for the Seed Bump, getting the shield here, but we're also going to be able to go for another Seed Bomb, getting another shield here. And at this point, I only need 2 more fast moves to go for even another Seed Bomb in order to knock out the opponent. And this is again a showcase on how Trevenant works, how this team works, and how fantastic this team actually is. As we face up against a very, very scary mouse, we're going to have here Morpeko. There's actually a list of Pokemon that I want to showcase still as well. You have so many interesting Pokemon that I'm still really interested to see and how good they can perform in the current meta. And yeah, I have one here, of course, that is absolutely fantastic. But let's see on how this is going to go. We're going to have here the Charge Move coming through, the Stone Edge coming through here from us, and we can stop out because they actually have 2 Solid Dance against Morpeko in the back as well, because we can resist actually the Electric type moves on our Trevenant. In comes here though the Azumarill, a Pokemon that's a little bit more tricky for us to deal with, and it depends on kind of the timing of my fast moves as well. And to be fair, I don't really do the best job here, but I also think, let's see. We're going to have here the Raytress coming in. This is going to allow us to get them really, really low. and I expect that they would still get to a move here, and I have to kind of make a decision. Last second, I decide to use a shield. I know that they're gonna swap out into the Morpeko, and so I swap out straight away, expecting the swap from the opponent, catching the aura wheel onto our Bastiodon, which can still take the hit. We can still even fast move pressure them down. They're forced to go for another charge move, and now I still have the Annihilate with a charge move stored, but also Azumarill is at 1 HP, and I want to get even more energy advantage on my Pokemon with Trevenant now taking the energy. And as you guys see here, there's a Jumpluff coming in, and Jumpluff goes straight for a move. That means they're running Aerial Ace. They're not running Acrobatics, they're running Aerial Ace and Energy Ball. And with that, I expected the opponent would want to try to catch on the Azumarill. I can go for the bait move here first. This is very risky, but I think I have a Shadow Ball stored already, which I didn't actually, but it doesn't really matter, because we're going to be able to get the shield, we're going to be able to go for the Shadow Ball, we're also going to be able to go for the bait here, or like for the other charge move here, for the Rage Fist, and I want to knock them out for a combo play of 3 charge moves back to back. Goodbye Jumpluff, and we can move on to the next opponent, where most likely the worst possible Pokemon awaits. Yeah, actually I think it is the worst possible Pokemon. It's Dusknoir. Dusknoir is the only Ghost type Pokemon that is not like Annihilate, which you have like Balance in the back, because we have like double counter resistance in the back there. That is going to be able to go for Ghost and Flying type charge moves. This is going to be a bit more tricky. This Pokemon is going to be able to do well against all of our Pokemon, and so we have to play a little bit differently than usual. What we are doing here is we're catching the move, the Fighting type move on our Trevenant, just to get hard volted straight away afterwards from a Moltres, but that's actually alright. I got rid of the energy from the opponent, and that's actually all I kind of wanted, because all the energy that the Moltres does get here now is going to go to waste against our Bastiodon. But not only this, I also got rid of another answer to our Annihilate. So this could be the key thing to win us this battle here. So let's see on how this is going to go. We're going to be able to let this move go here, of course. It's going to be just a fly, barely doing any damage against us. And we see that the opponent has the opponent in the back, but they catch the move here. We don't even see the Pokemon name coming up, but the way it looked, they caught the move on to their Pokemon, and we can go ahead and go straight into Annihilate, pressuring the opponent here, going for the Rage Fist. Because I swapped out, our terms were unaligned anyway, so it just gains me the damage boost and 1 more damage onto the opponent through the shield. And with that, we are going to be able to win the battle, and we can move on to the final one for today. Final battle, and again, it showcased again on how strong this team is. We're going to have Annihilate against us, and we have to swap it straight away into our own Annihilate, which is a bit problematic. Because what we see here is that the opponent is going to be able to go for the Rage Fist. We're going to try to go for our own Rage Fist as well. This is interesting. Like, this is going to be very, very much interesting. As we will see here, we're going to try our best to go for our own charge, but the opponent of course gets there faster, because they didn't need to swap in. I swapped in. This takes 1 turn, and with that they are 1 fast move ahead. But weirdly enough, what is going to happen next is we are going to be able to go ahead and go for another Rage Fist. This is going to allow us to get the KO here, align ourselves, get a ton of damage on Torterra, and have alignment now, which is super important now. Torterra has no play against Trevenant, and so they stop out into the Bastion. What do I do now? Do I go for a charge move? No, I'm going to keep my energy, because if I go for a charge move, the Surge Cloak is going to be too unaligned, which means then the opponent would be able to swap out way faster into the Torterra, potentially farms us down with the Bastion there, and so I'd rather play out this long game here. I know this might not be the most interesting game here, but there's a lot of strategy to it, because what you're going to have, is just, I don't know, like Bastion against Bastion. It's going to be a bit of an awkward one, but what we always kind of try to keep is the energy, because I was thinking there's no way they're already at like a frenzy plan with their Torterra, so if I keep like a Flamethrower kind of close there, we should be most likely alright here. We should most likely be okay getting that done fast, but as you're gonna see here, it's not going to work out. We're going to have the charge move coming through from the opponent. This is going to be the Flamethrower, and with that, we are not going to be in a good position. The opponent stops out now into the Torterra. I survive a Sand Tomb. It is not a Sand Tomb, it's a Frenzy Plant, and so it's down to our Trevenant. But because we have another charge move stored here, we are going to be able to go for the Seed Bomb. We're going to be able to go for the full Farm Down, and this is the most broken team I've played so far. It is ridiculous. This is such a strong team here. Feel free to copy it. Trevenant is back. I cannot really say anything else. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe. I would really love to hit next year maybe the 100,000 subscribers, and I will see you then. Bye bye.